Hey everybody, it's Nicole. So we are going to be doing another fun segment of Let's Cook. So this is another local style food dish. So which is going to be my version, what I was taught, and it's all up here. It's not written down. So I'll give you approximate measurements. Um, it for me it's more by the way it looks for the fried rice than it is exact measurements. So I'll kind of explain as I go along. So it's going to be fried rice, and then I'm going to be also serving it with gyoza, which is pot stickers, Japanese pot stickers. Although dumplings are not obviously exclusive just to Japanese, Chinese, Italians, um, let's see, who else? Koreans, they all have their own version of some sort of stuffed dumpling. So I just bought the store bought from the frozen section gyoza. I can make my own, but for this, way too time consuming. This is a very easy, uh, quick, not necessarily quick, but it's definitely an easy recipe that you can make at home. And you don't have to use the same ingredients that I am going to be using. So you can add, my mom used to say that like this, the way she does her fried rice would also be a way to use up like certain kinds of leftovers, like the meat and stuff. So there is meat in it. So like I would remember like there would be Portuguese sausage, spam, bacon. Sometimes if we had like steak from the night before, she would chop up the steak and add it to that. Um, I don't ever remember her using chicken, there was always spam, there was always bacon, and then if she had it, she would add another, if there was leftovers from the night before, and then the other thing too is that um, this recipe calls for oyster sauce. So here I'll show you. So this is the bottle. It's the brand is Lee Kum Kee oyster sauce. So if you are allergic to seafood, don't use this. You can use shoyu or soy sauce. So like kikuman, or you can use I know that they have um replacement style soy sauce, like Bragg's. They make their own gluten-free soy sauce. I have it because I do have celiac disease, but it doesn't taste the same. So anyhow, um, my name is Nicole, and I apologize for all of the mess. I'm not feeling well, but the show must go on, and I've been wanting to do this particular recipe for you guys because this is something that I grew up eating. And it was funny because when I was living in Iowa, I asked my mom for the recipe for this particular dish. And she said, actually, there is no like set out recipe. It's just a matter of how much fried rice you want to make and then what you want to put in it. And oh, and then the other thing is that there is egg in it, but not a lot of egg. So she just kind of gave me a gist of what you would need for the ingredients and said that I can put in whatever I want for the ingredients. So like I'm telling you, you can go ahead and do that. So my channel is where I do yarn reviews, yarn hauls, and then I do unboxing of mystery boxes, which is my favorite. And I do it so that you don't have to, because I know that mystery boxes aren't necessarily for everybody. And I use actually a lot of those mystery box items in my own mystery boxes. Because, and that's the fun thing about mystery boxes is that it allows me to see and get a chance to touch and feel different kinds of yarns that maybe I've never heard of, or you know, or anything of that sort. And then I will then pass it on to you, so that you can see like any kind of like, you know, specialty yarns, higher end yarns, and uh, you may only get one hank or two hanks depending on, you know, what I have available. But yeah, so that's the reason why I really like mystery boxes, is because it gives me the opportunity sometimes to get a chance to look and touch and feel at, brands that I maybe have would have never gotten the chance to do so, had I just ordered it individually. So, with that being said, I also talk about mental health, mental illness, and then self-care. And then I also talk about chronic illness and chronic pain, and then how those all like affect each other. So I have fibromyalgia, so I deal with daily chronic pain. So like today is a really bad pain day because I'm sick. So usually when I catch a cold, I, especially if it's, say it's like the flu, the pain level it's a lot higher. So I didn't get much. I actually was up all night last night because I couldn't go to sleep, even after taking my pain medication. So pain insomnia is a thing. And then I also use the yarn stuff, like with crocheting and or knitting. And then I also do resin pouring, live resin, and then now this segment with cooking. And then I have another segment called quiet crafting, and how that is used as art therapy to help you know, kind of keep you centered. And so like for example, resin pouring helps me concentrate on the exactness of like the measurements and colors and all that stuff. So my mind is not like that little voice in your head that's telling you all these horrible things that you've like done like 15 or 20 years ago or whatever. And that pushes that out of my head so that my anxiety is under control. So I think art therapy is something that's really important. So anyhow, that's my channel. I hope that you hit subscribe and hit the notification, give me a thumbs up. And we're gonna go ahead and make both the fried rice, and I'll plate up a little bit of it so you can kind of see what it looks like. Because I think when I made the curry in my last video, you guys didn't get to see what it looked like when it was finished. And I realized that after you know, the dinner bell rang and there was nothing to really show. So I want to make sure that you guys are able to see what, when I plated it up, nothing fancy, is, you know, would look like. And then I'll put a couple of gyoza on there, and then you can, that's dinner. So nothing fancy, super simple, super like laid back, and nothing fancy. So I am going to hit pause, and I'm going to hook you up to my rig here so that we can get going on making that fried rice first. Okay, so I don't own a wok because I only because my place is so small. I have just like a set of pans and pots, and you can make this fried rice in a pot or like a Dutch oven. So what I did, and you're supposed to use day-old rice, but I didn't have any because yesterday I really wasn't feeling well. So I just went ahead and I made 2 cups of sticky white rice, which is normally used for sushi. So this is the rice all cooked up, and it's cooled down some. And then I went ahead and I cooked up 6 slices of bacon. So I fried it up, and then I cut it up into bite-sized pieces, and then I had part of a can of Spam. So I believe it was 5 slices of Spam that I fried, and then I put it on some paper towels to drain, but I kept some of the bacon fat, which is what you're seeing in here, because bacon fat is delicious. And then it also is how I was taught the recipe, is to keep some of the bacon fat to add so that it coats the rice. It will loosen up the rice, so that it's obviously easier to stir and all of that stuff. So that's what you're seeing in here. So we're going to turn the stove on, and I have a really old electric stove, and I don't like electric because I can't control the heat as well as I like. I prefer gas, but this is what we're going with right now. Okay, so I want to say that's maybe a couple of tablespoons of bacon grease, and I'm gonna let that heat up a little bit. And then this is the fried Spam, and this is the bacon. You can add veggies if you want to add veggies, like frozen corn, carrots, and peas if you choose to. I mean, it's kind of, you know, whatever you want to add to whatever your taste is completely up to you. So if you want to add veggies, go right on ahead. I would suggest using frozen over fresh, because just, I don't know, to me, that's just what makes sense to me, rather than using fresh. So plus, whoa, okay, plus, whew, almost lost that there. We do not want my phone to fall in there. Okay, so I would not suggest using fresh, especially when you're talking about anything like spinach or kale or anything, because you're going to end up with a watery mess. So I would stick to like frozen peas, like I said, frozen like green beans or frozen peas and carrots, and then you would add it to your fried rice. But you know, you can add what you want to, but I would most likely stick with frozen, and obviously defrost it, and then make sure that it is not something that is going to give off more liquid like spinach or kale, or you can actually, if you want to, you can add bean sprouts or mung beans. I would not suggest like Napa cabbage or wonbok as a fresh veggie. So like I said, frozen, your best bet if you want to add veggies is going to be frozen peas and carrots, or peas and carrots and green beans, like they sell in, you know, the packages. So looks like so I'm gonna have this turned to medium. So this is how I do it. I do where I add a little bit of the meat at the bottom, and I layer it. So it'll be meat, and then my rice, meat, and then my rice. And each time I'm going to be stirring so that it gets kind of evenly distributed. And yes, I wash my hands, because your best tools are always your hands. So I'm just mixing up the Spam and the bacon together. And I did all the prep for this pre-filming, so that you wouldn't have to like watch me fry bacon and all that stuff, because then the video would be like forever. So I'm going to use approximately 1/3 of the bacon and Spam mixture, and listen to that yummy sizzle. So yes, you can cook the bacon to whatever your preference is. If it's crispy, not so crispy, extra crispy, whatever it is you choose. But just understand that when you add the cooked bacon and Spam, you're going to be obviously cooking it more. So if you want to have like extra crispy bacon, don't cook it all the way to extra crispy. Cook it less to that, because you're going to be adding it to the pot here. So now we're going to add a little bit, or 1/3 or so of the rice to the pot. So this is, I made approximately 2.5 cups. And as my mixing utensil, I'm just going to be using my rice paddle or shakushi. So and the rest of the bacon that I have would be great to use for you know, breakfast for dinner another night. So all right, so this is nice and mixed up, and then we're gonna go back in with a little bit more of the meat mixture. The part that takes the longest, obviously, is the cooking of the rice. I do use a rice cooker, and I also, yeah, I use a rice cooker. When my husband and I first got together, we were too poor to own a rice cooker, so I cooked the rice on the stove. So, yeah. Okay, so mixing. And make sure that you break up the rice when you add it to the pot the best that you can, so you don't have, you know, these clumps of rice. And that's why also the bacon grease is important, because it will loosen up the rice a little bit easier. All right, and now we're going to add the last of the meat mixture. And then the last of my rice. So I'm making sure the best that I can that the clumps of rice are broken up, kind of like when you're cooking ground beef. So that when we add the oyster sauce, and there is egg in it, it's only 1 egg scrambled. I sure hope, you know, that you guys, if you like these segments, please let me know in the comments, so that I can start, you know, so that I can like try to think of other recipes that we have at my home, that I cook in my own version as a local dish. So this is not your this is not what I would call Chinese fried rice. So and actually you probably could put seafood in this if you really wanted to. But my kids really like just the bacon and the Spam, and then maybe sometimes some Portuguese sausage. So Portuguese sausage is almost like chorizo. You can buy it mild or spicy. I always stick to mild because I'm not a huge spicy fan. I mean, I like spice, but I'm not like seeking to have like spicy. All right, so that looks good. Then I went ahead and I whipped up my 1 egg. Give it a little more mix up here. And then all you do is you take your egg and then you pour it all over the top of the rice. And it this is kind of like where everything gets, I guess, kind of like, it's like a binder a little bit. So add the egg, and you mix the egg so that it coats all of the rice as best as possible. Make sure you are scraping the bottom so that you're getting all of the rice coated in the scrambled egg. Okay, so I keep my oyster sauce in the refrigerator. I don't know, does it say refrigerate after opening? Yes, it does. So what I do is, if I know I'm going to be making fried rice, I'll take the bottle of oyster sauce out just a few minutes before I start actually making the fried rice, because it makes the oyster sauce a lot easier to pour out. So it looks like the egg has coated the rice well. And then we're gonna go in with the oyster sauce. So what my mom told me, when you're adding the oyster sauce or soy sauce, is what you're looking for is a light brown color to the rice when you add it. You can add more if you want to give it a darker color, but it's completely up to you. So I just eyeball it. I just kind of go around here in a circle, and then I mix it up and see if I like the way it looks. I'm sure you guys know, like, these recipes, like, you know, grandma has that she has in her head, and there are no like specific measurements. It's like a pinch of salt or a pinch of this and so much of, you know, like flour, but there's no exact measurement. So that's kind of what this is there's no exact measurements. It's all about, especially when it comes to your ingredients, it's all about what you want in it. So you can make this all vegetarian. Like I said, you can use like the frozen peas and carrots and green beans if you want to. But like I said, this is what my kids like to have it as. So that's not quite brown enough for me. I'm gonna add a little bit more oyster sauce because I still see some grains of rice that are still a little bit white. So and the oyster sauce should be fairly easy to find in your Asian section. So again, it's oyster flavored sauce. I think that's going to be enough to get the color that I'm looking for. So like I said, if you're allergic to seafood, you can use soy sauce or shoyu. But, if, like I said, if you do like these segments, please let me know so that I can, you know, come up with other ideas as far as what I want to make for you guys, especially, you know, on nights that I have enough energy to make dinner, because that's not always the case. So I am liking the color of the rice, so we're done with the fried rice. So we're going to shut the heat off. I'm going to move it to the burner behind, and I'm going to put the skillet that I'm going to cook the gyoza in onto my burner. And I will be right back because I need to find the lid for this, and then I'm going to get the gyoza out of the freezer. Okay, so now we're going to make the gyoza. And so this is what the brand that I picked up. It's J Basket, and I got pork and vegetable. We like the pork. I've tried, they have like just veggie, and I believe they have seafood, and they have beef. I like, and we like the pork and veggie the best. And this is super easy to do. You just basically follow the directions on the back of the package, because everything is basically cooked. It's just a matter of you know, browning it and then steaming it for a little bit. So first I'm going to add a little bit of oil. So I'm using vegetable oil. You can use whatever oil you want, or you can use a nonstick spray. So, and these pans are nothing special. I think I paid for these pans when we moved into this place. I want to say I spent like maybe $50 for a set of eight or nine pans and skillets. So we're gonna turn the heat to slightly over medium high. And so what it says is to preheat your frying pan on high and add 1 tablespoon of oil to coat the pan. And then you place the 12 frozen gyoza in a single layer onto the bottom of the pan and heat for 1 minute or until the bottom is brown, golden brown. So what I'll show you like a little bit of tricks that I do, because sometimes the gyoza will stick to the pan and you don't want that. And dipping sauce, I don't make a dipping sauce for this. We just use shoyu. So in Hawaii, we do have this brand, Aloha Shoyu. And this is probably blasphemy, but I don't really care for Aloha, but they didn't have Kikkoman, so I did just get the Aloha Shoyu. So this is the dipping sauce, nothing added. You can add, if you want, you can add wasabi. It's completely up to you. And then you'll need your lid to your pan. So you'll need tongs. And then this is the gyoza out of the package. So, and it's probably gonna splatter a little bit because it is frozen, and with the ice crystals, it is going to, yeah, it's gonna pop. So what I do is with each gyoza, I will take each one and I will run it through the oil and then place it in the spot in the pan where I want it. And this usually keeps it from sticking. So you can hear that it's popping already. And it's just a matter of fitting all 12 of the gyoza in the pan the best way you can. And I've kind of lost feeling in my fingers because of how much I cook. So a lot of times and that's the other thing is also, I usually make my bacon in the oven. I don't fry it on the stove, but I did it on the stove because I really needed the bacon fat, and I needed it easier to access than out of a baking sheet. So I did it that way. All right, so we're good to go with all the gyoza. I'm going to throw away the package. Ouch. Okay. So you hear that yummy sizzle there? Now, this is the part where you will add approximately a 1/4 cup of water so that we can steam it. And actually, no, I take that back. We need to wait till the bottoms are golden brown. So we're going to check some of these here. So we'll need a couple of minutes to get these golden brown. And another thing is I move the gyoza so that it does not, even though this is a non-stick pan, it never fails. There's usually 1 or 2 gyozas that will stick to the pan, even though it's a non-stick pan. So I will move the gyoza so that it doesn't, as it's frying, so that it does not stick to the bottom of my pan, because then you'll end up ripping the bottom and all the filling is going to come falling out. So let's see. All right, so I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. So this is medium high, but you do want a nice golden brown on the bottom. So I just keep moving the gyoza around in the cooking oil so it does not stick. And the other thing, if you guys have not subscribed to me yet, please subscribe. I really want to hit 1,100 subscribers, and right now, the last time I checked, I was at 1,066. So I would love to do lots of giveaways, and my monetization party is set for the 19th, right now at 9:30 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So all you need, so you can type in, so I think right now East Coast is 6 hours ahead, and then so on. So Midwest is 5 hours. So all you have to do is Google, put it in Google, and it'll tell you what time the live will be in your area. And then I'm also batch recording. So this particular one will go up today. Today is Thursday. And then because I have pretty much all the prizes that I want to be giving away in my live. And I like to make it fun by teasing the prizes that you can win. So like I did pick up a Central because there were a lot of people who said that they would love to have a chance at winning the Central. And then there will also be a giveaway for the replay gang, and then you will have to, like always, watch from beginning to end, and then use the secret word in order to gain access or be able to participate. And it's not going to be just one word, it's going to be multiple words that I'll be going to be giving to you in the live. So we're almost there. Most of them are golden brown. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to add the water and then quickly place the lid on top of my gyoza so that it can steam away. And it just needs a couple of minutes to steam. So this is the part that's always like not fun, because you add the water to the oil and of course it's going to splatter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the lid up here to kind of like protect my phone. So adding the water, and the lid goes on. And it says to steam for approximately 4 to 5 minutes. And I like to cook and clean as I go, and try to cook my items in in as minimal amount of pots and pans as possible. So that leads to obviously less cleanup. So I'm going to, as this is steaming away, I'm gonna clean up a little bit. I'm gonna hit pause as it's steaming, and then I will come back after I've cleaned up a little bit with some of the dishes that I've made. Okay, so I went ahead and I cleaned up everything, and I believe that we are good and steamed, so I'm going to shut the heat off. I'm going to pull the lid off and get the rest of the water evaporated. Or at least most of it. So, give me my tongs. I'm just going to make sure that nothing is stuck to the bottom of my pan. So this is what you're kind of looking for me anyway. For the brownness, you can make it less or more depending on what you like. You know, and then you can actually probably deep fry these, or you can add them to soup, dumpling soup with noodles, or just you know, just a soup base with these dumplings. I've never tried to do that, but I'm sure it's delicious because these are my favorite. So looks like we're good to go. Most of the water has evaporated, and we're going to put it on the plate. And these are nothing fancy plates. I picked them actually at Daiso. So they were, I think, like maybe $2.50 a piece. And those gray bowls that you see me use, I got those at Target, and they were 50 cents a piece. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pan and I'm going to remove it. I'm going to set it on one of my back burners until it cools off some, and we're gonna put this here, and then I'm going to dish up for you the fried rice with the gyoza so you can see what it looks like together. So we're I'll probably give this one to my son, my eldest, and he probably will add more rice. So this is what the fried rice looks like, all finished. Does that look yummy and delicious? It does smell yummy and delicious. Too bad there was no like smell-o-vision, because it's yummy. I have added steak, which we like to have as medium or I'm sorry, yeah, rare or medium rare. And if I know that I'm going to be using it the next day for fried rice, I will cook it a little bit more rare because I know that it's going to get cooked further in the fried rice. So we're going to add the gyoza to the plate, and we'll add 3. So that's it. That's all it is. And then I'll put out a bowl filled with a bit of shoyu so that the kids and I can dip away. Sometimes I will serve it with some cold tofu on the side as well. I love tofu. I can eat it just plain right out of the container with water, and or I can eat it with just some shoyu, and that's it. Or I can even just eat rice with some furikake, and that can be dinner for me. So luckily, rice, I believe, is gluten-free. So I'm able to still enjoy that, because rice is something that, if I'm cooking, is something that we eat with almost every single meal. So I don't buy it because I don't have enough space, but like my mom, I remember my grandma, they buy the rice by like 25 or 50 pound bags, because that's how much rice is eaten. So yeah, that is fried rice, made Hawaiian style, at least my version, and some gyoza. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that this inspires you to try this recipe. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comments below. Please let me know if you want me to continue making these videos, either to kind of, you know, see what I grew up eating, me trying out new recipes, and to maybe also help you get ideas on what to make for dinner if you're out of ideas. So any feedback would be welcome. Don't be afraid to tell me, hey, maybe if you do it, you know, this way, it'll make it better, because I'm always welcome to constructive criticism. Note the word constructive. I don't need you to tell me I'm a crappy cook or whatever it is. I'm not a professional chef. I'm a home cook, and this is how I feed my family, and they, for the most part, 98% of the time, love what I make at home for dinner. So, like I said, put in the comments if you like the segment, if you would like me to continue to make some things here and there for me to share with you guys. And then also, you can even possibly put in some requests, and I'll see if it's something that I can make. And then also definitely willing to hear some constructive criticism if there is something that you think I could do a little bit better. I don't need negativity or just plain off flat hate, because then I will block you, and that's the end of that. You will go into YouTube jail, and you won't be able to participate on my channel, because I will not stand for that anymore. So that is pretty much it. I hope you're able to make it to my monetization party. If you're not, it's not a big deal. There is absolutely zero obligation for you to do so. If you want to donate, again, no pressure. It would be greatly appreciated. And but in order to participate in the monetization party, you must be a subscriber, because I'm going to be setting the chat up so that only subscribers are able to comment. And there will also be a giveaway for those of you who missed the actual live. So it'll be for you know, the people who want to watch the replay of it, and then also for those who attend. I do not discriminate against who gets to whatever. I just want to be able to give those who are not able to attend the live itself to have a chance to win something. And I believe my choice for prize is going to be that metal dragon cover. So that's worth approximately $100. So that is going to be the prize. So that's the reason why I need you to be a subscriber, and then why multiple words will be used in the live itself. And I am going to decide exactly how that's going to work out, so that, you know, obviously I can pick a winner. So until I see you in my next video, I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.